Welcome to Calm Before Dreams, a quiet place where gentle stories and soft atmospheres guide you toward peaceful rest. Tonight, our journey moves softly through candlelit chambers, behind heavy curtains and silent corridors, into the private hours of Queens, moments history rarely speaks of, where the day's weight is slowly set aside, and night rituals begin in quiet, deliberate ways. This is a story about stillness, about hidden routines, about the gentle human side of power that fades with the light of day. The quiet night rituals of Queens history rarely mentions. I find myself remembering the first time I stepped into one of those dimly lit rooms, where even silence seemed to follow a ritual of its own. Tonight, I will speak softly as though the walls themselves are listening. There is a palace I remember, not from maps or records, but from the quiet spaces that history leaves behind. It stood in a city called Avelin, where winter air pressed gently against tall glass windows, and where the hours after dusk belonged not to spectacle, but to something slower, more watchful, and more human. This is not a story of crowns placed upon heads, nor of courts filled with voices and decisions. It is a story of what came after, when the doors closed, when the corridors dimmed, and when even a queen could not fully step out of the role she carried. I will guide you through those hidden hours, through candlelight and shadow, through silk and stone, through the careful rituals that shaped each night. And if you find yourself settling into the quiet of it, you might gently let me know where you are listening from, and what hour surrounds you now as this story unfolds. For now, the palace is beginning to soften. The last echoes of the day are fading into its walls. Servants move more quietly, voices lower. Somewhere far off, a bell marks the passing of an hour that few will speak of tomorrow. And I am there. Not at the center of the great halls, but just beyond them, where the real night begins. The evening in Avelin does not arrive all at once. It loosens slowly, like a ribbon unfastened with care, thread by thread, until the day releases its hold. I feel it first in the floors beneath my feet. The stone, which held the warmth of passing steps and open doors, begins to cool. Even through the thin soles of my shoes, there is a quiet shift, a stillness settling upward, as though the palace itself is drawing a slow breath inward. The corridors stretch longer at this hour, their edges softened by the dimming of light. Curtains are drawn with deliberate hands. I watch as heavy velvet falls into place, thick and patient, closing out the last pale traces of the sky. The fabric moves with a hushed weight, brushing softly against carved wood and cold walls. Once closed, it changes the room entirely. The world outside no longer exists in any immediate sense. Only the interior remains, contained, controlled, known. The candles take on a different role now. Earlier they were many, bright, almost ceremonial in their abundance. Now they are fewer, trimmed carefully, their flames smaller, steadier. I notice how the wax softens and gathers along the edges, releasing a faint, warm scent that mingles with lavender and smoke. The air feels closer, gentler, touched by heat but never overwhelmed by it. Linen waits quietly at the edge of the room. fresh, folded, precise. I pass my hand over it once, not to adjust it, but to feel it. There is a softness there that does not belong to the rest of this place. The palace is stone and order, but linen remembers something else: rest. Perhaps, or the idea of it. Nothing urgent happens. No voice rises. No command breaks the calm. And yet everything is happening. The night is beginning. Avelin rises in pale stone above a river that moves slowly enough to reflect the sky even in winter. I have seen it from the high windows, where the glass is thick and slightly uneven, bending the world into quiet distortions. By day the city is orderly, distant, respectful. By night, it becomes something softer, its edges dissolving into shadow and scattered light. The palace stands at its center, not only in place but in meaning. Its walls are layered, outer courts for movement and display, inner corridors for passage, and deeper still, the private chambers where even footsteps seem to carry more weight than they should. I move within these layers as I have been taught, aware always that each threshold crossed is also a boundary of rank, of permission, of unseen watching. Windows sit high, often beyond easy reach. Their panes hold the cold at bay, though not entirely. On certain nights, I can feel the faint breath of winter pressing through, a reminder that the world beyond these walls continues without pause. Inside, warmth is carefully maintained. Fires are built low and steady. Rugs are placed not for comfort alone, but for silence, softening each step across the floor. There are objects here that never move. Chests polished smooth with years of use. Silver basins that catch candlelight and hold it like still water. Brushes laid in exact positions, as though even rest must follow instruction. I notice these things because they do not change. They remain as fixed points in a place where people must always adjust themselves. The air carries layers of scent. Wax, faint perfume, wool, and something older beneath it all. The quiet memory of stone that has stood through countless seasons. It is not unpleasant. It is simply constant, like the rhythm of breath in a sleeping room. Time is marked gently here. Not by urgency but by repetition. A distant bell, a closing door, the lowering of a voice. Each signal passes through the palace without disturbance, guiding the night forward without ever needing to announce itself. By the time the final hour before rest arrives, the palace has already begun its quiet preparations, each movement unfolding in a sequence so familiar that no voice is needed to guide it. I notice how the servants move first. They do not hurry. There is no visible urgency, only precision. Warm water is carried in covered vessels, the faint curl of steam rising as lids are lifted just enough to check its heat. Basins are set in place without sound, their silver surfaces catching the dim light in soft, wavering reflections. Garments are handled with care that borders on ritual. I watch as sleeves are turned, seams smoothed, and folds aligned exactly as they must be. Nothing is left uncertain. Each piece of fabric holds its place in the order of the night, waiting for the moment it will be needed, and no sooner. In the corridor beyond, the guards change. Their footsteps pass in measured intervals, never overlapping, never abrupt. I hear the quiet exchange of position, the subtle shift of presence. It is not announced, but it is always known. The palace is never unwatched, even in its most silent hours. A clerk arrives late, as they often do. A single sealed note is carried with both hands, delivered without question, received without comment. Whatever it contains belongs to the next day, yet it must pass through the night to reach it. Nothing is left unfinished, not even in these final moments. A bell sounds somewhere distant. It is not loud, yet it reaches every part of the palace. One clear tone, then stillness again. The hour has been marked. The night moves forward. Within the chamber, everything settles into readiness. The bed is turned down in exact measure. The curtains fall in soft symmetry. The fire is adjusted not to brighten but to endure. Each detail is placed as it has always been placed, following patterns older than memory. I stand within it all, aware that rest here is never simple. It is prepared, observed, and carried out with care, as though even sleep must answer to order. I am never alone here, though the night teaches each of us how to appear as if we are. Queen Eleanor begins her preparations without announcement. She stands before the small table near the fire, where her rings are removed one by one, each placed in a precise line as though they still hold their rank even in rest. Her fingers linger for a moment after the last ring is set down, not in hesitation but in quiet acknowledgement. When she loosens her sleeves, it is done with the same care she gives to public gestures, her movements measured, controlled, never allowing fatigue to alter their grace. I step forward when it is time to tend to the details she does not perform herself. My hands, warmed carefully at the fire, move to the silk ties at her back. I untangle them slowly, ensuring the fabric does not pull or crease. I smooth each layer as it falls away, folding it over my arm in the order it was worn. This is my ritual, to leave no trace of haste, to make the transition from presence to rest appear seamless, as though it requires no effort at all. Mara works in her own steady rhythm. She moves through the chamber with quiet certainty, checking each shutter with a firm, practiced hand. When she is finished, she turns to the bed. I watch as she presses the linen lightly, not to change it, but to confirm its readiness. From a small pouch at her waist, she removes a sprig of dried lavender, placing it near the pillow with a familiarity that suggests memory rather than instruction. She does this each night, whether it is noticed or not. At the doorway, Princess Rosamund lingers longer than she should. Tonight she steps inside. Her movements are softer, less certain. She reaches up to unpin her own hair, but pauses midway as though unsure if she is permitted to complete the gesture in this space. When she finally does, the pins are gathered in her palm rather than set aside, as if she has not yet learned where such things belong. Her ritual is incomplete, still forming, shaped by observation more than habit. Father Lucan returns when the chamber has quieted further. He does not enter fully. Instead, he remains near the threshold, his hands folded loosely as he murmurs a low prayer. It is not formal, not spoken for an audience. His voice carries just enough to be heard, then fades into the stillness. I have noticed that the Queen does not turn toward him, yet her breathing shifts, almost imperceptibly, as though the words settle somewhere within her. And I remain where I am needed. Folding, adjusting, observing. Each of us preparing for rest in ways that do not belong entirely to ourselves, but to the roles we carry into the night. There are truths in this palace that are never spoken aloud, yet they settle into the body as surely as the cold settles into stone. I have learned them not through instruction but through repetition. The Queen is never unwatched. Even now, as the chamber grows quieter, as the candles lower and the corridor beyond thins to distant steps, there is always someone near enough to witness, to remember, to carry fragments of this hour into another. I stand close as I must, but I am not the only one who sees. The walls themselves seem to hold impressions, as though every movement leaves behind a trace. A word, once spoken, does not remain where it began. I have seen how something said softly at night may return in altered form by morning, shaped by distance, by memory, by the quiet passing of ears that were never meant to hear. Because of this, silence becomes its own kind of language. We learn what not to say long before we learn what can be said safely. Loyalty is not declared here. It is shown in smaller ways, in what is ignored, in what is protected, in what is allowed to fade without notice. I keep my eyes lowered at certain moments, not from habit alone but from choice. There are things I could observe more closely, details I could carry beyond this room, yet I do not. This too is understood. Fatigue moves beneath everything. I see it in the Queen's shoulders, though her posture never breaks. I feel it in my own hands, steady though they remain. It is not acknowledged, not named, but it is present, shaped into the rituals we follow. Each gesture replaces rest. Each pattern stands in for ease. Even beauty carries its weight. The silk, the light, the careful arrangement of every object. None of it belongs to comfort alone. It is maintained because it must be, because it holds the image that cannot be allowed to falter. And so we move within it, quietly, carrying what cannot be set down. The night deepens, and with it, these truths settle more firmly, like a second stillness beneath the first. The nights begin to resemble one another, not in monotony but in rhythm. I come to recognize the pattern not by memory alone, but by the way my body anticipates each moment before it arrives. The candles are always trimmed at nearly the same hour. The flame lowers, steadies, and softens the edges of the room until nothing feels sharp or demanding. I no longer need to look to know when it has been done. Each night the doors are fastened. I hear Mara's careful hand at the latch, the quiet assurance that nothing will enter without notice. It is a small sound, yet it carries weight. It marks a boundary, not of safety entirely but of containment. What remains inside must remain so until morning. Each night, I loosen what has been held in place. Hair unpinned, slowly, strand by strand. Fabric unfastened, folded, and set aside in the order it was worn. Jewelry resting in stillness after a day of movement and meaning. These actions repeat with such consistency that they begin to feel less like tasks and more like a language spoken only in the dark. And each morning, though I do not witness it fully, I know the pattern continues. The Queen rises before the signs of where can be seen. Whatever the night has taken from her is concealed before the day begins. I have glimpsed it only once, the faint pause before she turns, the smallest stillness in her hands, then it is gone. Princess Rosamund watches this cycle closely. I see her learning it, not through instruction but through quiet observation. Her hands move with more certainty now, though they still hesitate at times as if asking permission from the air itself. The palace breathes this way. Day expanding outward, filled with voices and movement. Night folding inward, gathering everything into silence and repetition. And within it we continue, each of us shaped by the hours that return again and again, unchanged and yet never entirely the same. There are moments within these nights that do not belong to duty alone, though they never announce themselves as anything different. I notice them in passing, in the spaces between one action and the next. Tonight, as I fasten the final fold of the Queen's night garment, I feel it first in her stillness. It is slight, almost nothing, but her hands do not move as quickly as they once did. For a breath or two, they rest against the fabric, as though the weight of the day has not yet decided to release her. I do not look directly. Instead, I adjust the sleeve, smoothing it carefully, giving her the time without naming it. She does not speak of it, and neither do I. Mara, too, carries her own quiet understanding. When she passes the bedside, she pauses only long enough to adjust the pillow. It is a small gesture, easily overlooked, yet I see how her fingers press lightly into the linen, shaping it with more care than the task requires. Near the edge, almost hidden, the lavender rests where she placed it earlier. Its scent is faint but present, a memory offered without demand. At the far side of the room, Princess Rosamund lingers again. This time she steps closer. Her voice, when it comes, is softer than the candlelight itself. She asks a question that feels too large for the space it enters: whether the queen sleeps deeply as others do. The words settle between us, unanswered at first. I feel their weight not because they are improper but because they are honest. No one corrects her. No one answers immediately. It is Father Lucan who finally speaks, though he does not turn toward her. He says only that rest comes in many forms, and that some are quieter than others. His voice holds no judgment, only a gentle distance, as though he is placing the thought somewhere safe. The princess lowers her gaze. She says nothing more, but I see how the question remains with her, carried inward rather than released. These moments pass without recognition beyond those who witness them. No record will hold them. No account will repeat them. And yet, they shape the night as surely as any ritual, leaving behind something softer, something human, that lingers long after the candles burn lower. The palace grows quieter in a way that feels almost deliberate, as though each sound chooses to withdraw rather than simply fade. I remain within the chamber as the final movements of the night come to rest. The fire has lowered. Its light no longer reaches the far corners of the room, leaving them softened, indistinct. What remains is a gentle glow, enough to hold shape without insisting on clarity. I find that I prefer it this way. There is less to observe and yet more to feel. Queen Eleanor sits for a time before lying down. This too is part of her rhythm. She does not move directly from standing to rest, but pauses at the edge of the bed, her hands folded loosely in her lap. Her gaze lowers, though not toward anything in particular. I have come to understand that this moment is not hesitation. It is a quiet separation, from the hours that have passed, from the presence she has maintained, from the watchfulness that does not fully leave her, even now. I step back, allowing space without withdrawing entirely. Liliia settles into her chair nearby. Her posture remains composed, though softer than before. She does not sleep, not fully. Instead, she rests in intervals, her awareness never entirely dimmed. I see how her hands remain lightly folded, ready to rise if needed, even in stillness. This is her place within the night, to be present without intrusion. Mara closes the final inner door. The sound is gentle, yet it marks something final. Beyond it, the palace continues, guards walking their paths, distant embers shifting, unseen figures moving through quiet duties. But here within this chamber, the world narrows. Princess Rosamund has already gone. Her absence feels recent, like a door just closed somewhere beyond reach. I wonder if she carries the question with her still. The queen lowers herself at last. The linen receives her without sound. The lavender rests nearby. The candles hold their small, steady light. Nothing more is required. And yet, the night continues, holding all that has been set into it. There is a moment when the chamber no longer feels like a place of movement, but something held, quietly, completely, as though the night has gathered it into its care. I remain where I am, though there is little left to do. Queen Eleanor lies still, her form softened by linen and shadow. The structure of the day has been set aside piece by piece, yet not entirely removed. I can still see it in the way her hands rest, composed even in rest, as though they remember their purpose without needing to act upon it. Her breathing steadies. It is not deep, not the kind of sleep that forgets the world, but it carries a rhythm that belongs to something quieter than wakefulness. I have learned to recognize it, to understand that this is as close to rest as the night will offer her. Liliia does not move. Her chair is placed at a careful distance, near enough to attend, far enough to remain unseen within the dimness. Her eyes lower, though I know she does not fully sleep. There is a discipline in her stillness, a readiness that does not fade, even as the hours pass without demand. Mara has withdrawn beyond the final door. And yet, I feel her presence still, as though her careful order remains within the room long after she is gone. The shutters hold firm. The fire remains steady. The lavender rests undisturbed. Nothing has been left uncertain. Father Lucan's voice no longer lingers. Whatever quiet words he offered have settled into the silence, no longer separate from it. The chamber holds them without echo, without repetition. Beyond these walls, the palace continues in its hidden ways. Footsteps pass at a distance. A door closes somewhere far along the corridor. A faint shift of air moves through unseen spaces. Life does not stop. It simply lowers itself, becoming something less visible, less known. And here, within this room, nothing more is added. The night does not resolve. It does not offer completion or release. It simply remains, holding each of us where we have come to rest, until morning finds us again. The night holds its final quiet without asking anything more of us. I remain in the dimness, where the candlelight has grown thin and steady, no longer shifting against the walls. The chamber feels smaller now, not in space but in presence, as though everything unnecessary has gently fallen away. Queen Eleanor rests as she can. Not fully surrendered to sleep, not entirely bound to waking. There is a balance she keeps, even here, even now, shaped by years that have taught her how to exist within watchfulness and stillness at once. Lady Anne does not stir. Her breathing is soft, measured, her place unchanged. She belongs to this quiet as much as the fire, as much as the linen, as much as the unseen hours passing beyond the walls. Nothing more is required of this night. And yet, everything has been given to it. The rituals will return with the morning. So will the voices, the movement, the careful presence each of us must carry. But for now, the chamber holds its gentle stillness. And within it, we remain until light finds us again.